Now that we have gone through and discussed how to create your first Padlet and how to post to your Padlet, let's talk about some things just generally about Padlet itself. So Padlet can be used 100% free. Didn't cost me anything to sign up and create these Padlets. However, it should be discussed that there is a premium version of Padlet. So there are some limitations to the free version. You can basically do and post what you would like, but you are only allowed to make 4 Padlets. If you want any more than that, you're going to have to pay for premium, which as of right now happens to be $99 a year for an individual. There are other options. For example, there's something called Padlet Backpack, where it's $99 a year for a teacher, or $1,500 a year for an entire school. There's also Padlet Briefcase, which is for business users, which is very similar to Backpack, but for businesses. Now, these changes have been fairly recent in terms of the difference between premium and free versions, and so you'll find that you can only make up to 4 Padlets unless you pay for the premium features. Plus, you get other features as well, which are larger file size uploads. You can map your own domain name to your Padlets, etc. Now, if you go back to the Padlet page up here, it'll take you back to your dashboard of your Padlets, and up here in the top right corner you'll see a little help question mark. If you click on there, there are lots of things for you to access here, and if you click at the very bottom, it'll go through the premium plans that you can purchase. Also, you can click on apps and plugins. So an interesting thing about Padlet is you can literally use it on any device that has an internet connection. And so if you have an Apple device or an Android device, you can get an app for Padlet. A Kindle even has their own app. Chrome, WordPress, Safari, Firefox, and Chrome all have apps and extensions that you can add to improve the functionality and usability of Padlet. So let's go back now to our dashboard. And some accessibility things about Padlet. If you click on here, it does support some screen readers, such as Apple's VoiceOver. It does require JavaScript and CSS to run, so if your browser does not support that, it will not run on it. And it doesn't have low vision color contrast or keyboard access at this time, but it says here that they are working towards improving that in the future, which, based on the new premium model that they're going for, they probably will do that sooner or later, since they'll be making hopefully a little bit more money and people will support their awesome product. If you go back to the dashboard, there's an about page that you can go to, and this has lots of things about their accessibility, terms of service, trademark guidelines, privacy policies, content policy, etc. We will go over some of the privacy and those issues in a later video. Now, let's talk about some things that we can do to use Padlet for, because that's really what you want to find out, is what can I use Padlet to do. So there are many options out there, and in fact there are lots of different Padlets that people have put together to show what you can do with the Padlet. So if we go to that here, this is a Padlet that was made by Brian Marshall, and it's an EdTech Mega Padlet. So it has posts about Animoto, Bitly, Blogger, GeoGebra, Google Classroom, Google Docs, etc. And each of these are links to other Padlets that have been made about these topics. So if we scroll down here, here is a Padlet post made about Padlet itself. So it's open for collaboration between people. So if we click on that, it will open up a Padlet where people can post ideas for using Padlet, how to use it in their classroom, and there's lots of ideas that you can scroll through and find and see. Now, if I go up here, I found this nice resource. It's good use for Padlet. If we click on here, it'll take you to a website called ditchthattextbook.com, and it's 20 useful ways to use Padlet in class right now. And of course, we've all used sticky notes and stuck them up on the wall, but that was pretty limited to text or maybe drawing pictures. But now, this is completely wide open. You're able to post not only text and pictures, but also video and different files and lots of options. Anyway, some of these activities are quite cool. There's the bell ringer activity. So it's just a little quiz to see how much they remember from the previous lesson. Some other thing, collaborative note taking. So work together to add notes as a class. Event planning, if you're planning a field trip or something big, you can actually plan that event in a Padlet. You can do a living web quest. So web quests typically are pretty static, that have links to sites and different questions, but you can have a live web quest where links and pictures and different websites are added in real time. You can also do an exit ticket. What did students learn today? What questions do they still have, etc. Another good one is a whiteboard answers. So basically, students can write answers to questions or ideas on a small whiteboard. Instead of doing that, they can do it on a Padlet, and it can be posted on a projector, or you can have it completely anonymous with a teacher using a device. You can document a field trip, so if you've gone to some interesting place, you can have students document that as they're there and post onto the classroom Padlet for that field trip. Of course, poster presentations, which would make them more interactive with videos and different audio clips and so on. Gathering resources, they can create a post on a Padlet to help them gather resources. You can, I like this number 16, you can create your subplans. So if you have links to videos and different things that you do in your class, you can put those in a Padlet, and the substitute teacher will just need to open up your Padlet and go. Of course, interactive storytelling sounds exciting, where they can use Padlet to get their ideas going and to storyboard. And of course, introductions or things that you do over the summer, over your holidays, just to kind of get the kids creating and showing things about themselves. So these are just some ideas that this website is put together, and there are many others that you could explore, but I just wanted to give you a few things that you could do to get started with Padlet. And I will give you the links to these websites in the description of this video. Let's head back over to my Padlet here and my dashboard. And if we go back to the help menu, a couple other things that you might find interesting, or if you wanted to explore Padlet a little bit more and become an advanced user of it, you can search the knowledge base. So if you click on there, Padlet has put together some good articles about every topic that you could think of. So how to export, how to use the iOS app, etc. Okay. They have also provided some video tutorials, probably better quality than mine, but it'll take you to their YouTube channel, where they show you how to choose a Padlet cover, how to broadcast Padlet, connect to a Padlet, etc. And so you can go there, and if you click on videos, it will take you to all the videos that they have shared, which are lots. So if you want to explore that, there's lots of learning that can be done about Padlet. Also, you can email them for support if you have any questions or concerns about how to use Padlet. So hopefully that gave you a good overview of Padlet, and you enjoy using it in your classroom.